Yeah, what's going on, everybody? It's yours, true to the ace, back with another behind the teams video. And I got my homie Ant is in the building over here, going to talk about his Arizona Cardinals. What's going on, Ant? How you doing today?
What's up, my boy? What's up, my boy? Happy to be on. Happy to be on.
Appreciate you, man. And is another one of my guys that we constantly have a group chat together that we've been having. You know, we call it the fellas chat pretty much. We've been having it for years where we just chop it up about sports, everything going on, a constant sports chat. We all have a good time. So I had to bring my man's on here, especially because he's a big Arizona Cardinals fan. So I appreciate you coming on, my dude.
Most definitely, bro. Gratitude. I fucked up. I should have had my bad. I messed up.
You're fine. You're fine.
Okay. Okay, cool. I should have had the Cardinals hoodie on, but confounded. So we rocking polo today.
Okay. You got the Cardinals in your heart, so that's all that matters at that.
Most definitely.
So okay. One thing I gotta say before we get started too. At the end of the video, I had Watts do the same thing. I need you to vouch for your boy as far as Patrick Mahomes. So we're gonna talk about that. Yeah, I need receipts. So he's another one that knows that I said it. So we're gonna get right back into it, man. The Arizona Cardinals last year finished fourth in the NFC West with a 4-13 record. Ended up with the third overall pick, but then they ended up trading back for it. But we'll get into that in a little bit. What were your thoughts as far as the 2022 season overall?
I mean, bro, we discussed the season throughout the year. I mean, the Cardinals are who we are. Unfortunately, we had an idiotic head coach. I never messed with Kingsbury. No way.
He's gone. Yeah.
Glad he's gone, number one. Number two, I mean, our starting quarterback, bro, is my height, but 50 pounds lighter. I don't know how far we ever really going to go with Kyler. He's dynamic. He's great for fantasy. But, I mean, if you're really talking about somebody week in and week out, you can't depend on him. On top of it, he's a diva. You know how I feel about them type of players, bro. I'm going to be honest.
He puts in more time with the Call of Duty than he does the playbook.
Come on, Anthony Davis, Carl Anthony Towns, these athletes, I don't know what's wrong with them. They care more about playing the game virtually than the actual game that they're getting paid for. And that's my issue with Kyler. Like, come on, bro. And I understand injuries happen. That's another thing, too. His inconsistency. The first half, he'd be incredible. But that back half, expect the injury to happen, and then he fall off time after time. So to be honest with you, bro, I really didn't have no expectations. They did what I expected them to do. Be not even a middle of a pack, a subpar team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we always call it how it is. The Cardinals are forever ass, like is what you say. You know what I'm saying?
Ass. Open anus. Straight up and down.
But yeah, I mean, I agree with you as far as Kyler Murray's inconsistencies. He's got the talent, but it's the dedication that worries me with him, because it even started with when he got drafted, where he didn't know if he wanted to go play baseball or he didn't want to go or he didn't want to play football. That right there is a red flag. I would have been like, dude, where's your heart really at? You know what I'm saying? Because he got drafted by both. He had his choices. So it's like, and then him being a small body frame and whatnot, he's gonna have the same. Bryce Young might have the same problems as him, which is the same problems that said Drew Brees might have. That smaller frame. How much impact can that body take throughout the course of a 17-game season?
Absolutely, bro. That's a brutal game. And the quarterback position is probably the toughest position because you're always getting hit. Not to mention, our line sucks ass.
Mm-hmm.
Similar to my hometown team, the Bears. Mm-hmm. There's no goddamn protection. So automatically he's running almost every play. Kyler Murray is running, bro. So he's constantly getting hit. He's constantly getting hit. I don't care if he's not getting sacked. If you get knocked down, that's still damage, wear and tear.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. You getting hit after, even though the rules try to protect the quarterbacks as much as they can, you're still taking some sort of hits afterwards that it adds up.
Facts.
It adds up. You know what I'm saying? So speaking of, so you're talking about offensive line. Let's go ahead and jump right into, the draft. So going into the draft, you guys had the third overall pick, then ended up trading down, moving down to 12, which when that originally happened, I said to you in the draft, in the chat, I was like, that's a good, because you're acquiring assets, you know what I'm saying? Because this isn't that big of draft what you guys needed, offensive line, stuff like that. But then all of a sudden, you guys traded back up into the 6th spot. So I was like, that kind of was like super counterproductive, even though you did add pieces. So at the 6th spot, you ended up getting Paris Johnson Jr., the best offensive tackle in the game. So My question to you is, going into the offseason, what do you feel like were you guys' biggest needs going into the offseason? Did you address that via draft and via free agency?
I feel like it was so many holes that it
Mhm.
was hard to complete that within one offseason. But I will say the moves we made in the drafts, we built towards the future and future drafts. So the drafting back, then going back, then drafting back ahead. You know what I'm saying? Jumping back ahead and got us a couple of picks for the future, which I'm not mad at. And we got a first rounder for next year, if I'm not mistaken.
Mhm.
We still got the guy we really wanted. And I feel like that was one major, issue that we needed to address, which was the offensive line. Tackle is a major spot. You get that. If you can start with a tackle, I feel like that's a key piece, either side on that line.
It's not the sexiest pick, but it's
Right.
it's pivotal to winning.
I mean, think of the Dallas Cowboys. I know you hate them,
The
but
Eagles too. The Eagles
the
too.
Eagles too. The
Mhm.
key to their system, no matter how we look at, they got AJ Brown, they got Jalen Hurts, they may have had Zeke when he was prime. Bro, it's that line.
Yep.
At the end of the day, as great as Tom Brady is the GOAT, his line protecting him time and time again, that's what's going to make you be able to float as a team. So I'm all for that pick. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, Rome wasn't built in a day. I'm not expecting a lot going into next season, but I'm not mad with what we've done thus far. Like I said, we kept a few guys. I hate that we let DeAndre Hopkins go. To me, I didn't understand the urgency of what we seem to have had to trade him. That didn't make no sense. Like, I understand the whole little head situation, but come on, dog. We still talking about a top 10, arguably top 5 player when healthy.
Yeah,
Wide receiver.
it seemed like a money thing. I think it was a money type thing, which is the main reason why they let him go. Because you guys, like I said, I'm looking at your roster, man. Like, there are guys that I genuinely like. I like, I was big on Isaiah Simmons, even though he's kind of been a little bit of a letdown. I wanted him for the Giants and stuff like that. But Buda Baker is a top safety in the league. I'm interested.
Let me stop you right
Go
there,
ahead.
bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's the issue too. He requested a trade.
Yeah. So he wants, so it seems like at this point, you guys are in flux. Like, you guys are in purgatory. Do you not want to blow it up? Like, because you just got to the point where I figured you guys got to be in a little bit of a rebuild. You know what I'm saying? Because you just had a top pick. You know what I'm saying? And you just acquired more picks. So if you're going to fully commit, you kind of got to just blow it all up and get rid of everybody and start over.
For a fact.
Yeah, but but to continue with the draft, how we were talking about Paris Johnson, I actually like your second round pick, which was the brother of the New York Giants, BJ Ojulari, the defensive end. I can't speak much on BJ, but from what I know of the Ojulari that we have, you know what I'm saying, great player when healthy. If he can stay healthy, I think he'll be a good weapon for you guys off the edge. And then you guys with Garrett Williams, the quarterback from Syracuse, was a solid pick at that time. And then you guys with wide receiver and O-line. So it seemed like you guys spread your draft around. Unlike other teams who just went strictly, defense with the first couple picks or best player available, you guys definitely spread the wealth on both sides of the ball.
Right, for sure. And I feel like that was necessary. And to speak about the wide receiver, which is going to be huge because we went from Larry Fitzgerald, the GOAT, to DeAndre Hopkins. Now it's like we're starting a whole new wide receiver core. I know we got Hollywood Brown, and that's another thing too, injuries. I feel like that's a major problem for our offense as a whole. You got Kyler injury prone, James Conner, who seems to have a resurgence in his career again in Arizona, but injury prone. They, like I said, Hollywood Brown injury prone. The kid we drafted, what's his last name?
Which kid?
The wide receiver.
Wilson. Michael Wilson is from Stanford in the third round.
Right.
Yeah.
Good prototypical build, good size, decent hands, but injury prone.
Yeah.
I went through his whole, went through his college statistics and everything, injury prone all throughout Stanford. So it's like I said, we did get good pieces and spread it around, but I don't see anyone besides Paris that I'm kind of high up on. So
yeah. Michael Wilson's definitely a big body, man. Sitting at 6'2", you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a guy that, but see, this is the thing. That's a guy that you could throw up. You could just throw the ball up and, and he'll go up and get it. But why not just keep Hopkins for that sake? That's a guy that can go up and get it too. We've seen that. Like, that's why I think it was money. That's why I do think it was money. If he was getting paid less or if he was willing to restructure his contract, I think they would have kept him.
But then my issue is what direction you really want to go. Because you can't keep rebuilding. We just did this. That's how
Yeah.
we even landed Kyler. Because we were transitioning from the Carson Palmer, Larry Fitzgerald era to, okay, now we're
And
going to
Josh,
start
I had
off.
Josh Rosen for 1
Josh
year.
Rosen. Yeah, come on, bro. Like, we drafted Josh Rosen, which made no sense to me. I understand that draft after Josh Allen, it was like, okay, no quarterback was worth picking. But we get Rosen, boom. We get Kyler. I'm not going to lie. It seemed promising. But come on now. We back to square one at this point. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. And I'm not high on this new coach.
He seems kind of corny to me. Like, we joke about it, but the way it seems like he's trying too hard to fit in with the locker room with that whole video message and birds high. Like he looks kind of corny.
Don't come acting like you these guys' father, but at the same time, like, come on, have some kind of. I like you want some respect because again, he's grown men and these are athletes. On top of the fact, we're not gonna act like these guys come from privilege, meaning as far as athletes. Once they start to really get to that transition, like, okay, I'm going to be a pro, people start to kiss their ass. So they already are used to being catered to. You coming in trying to be buddy like a goofy, they're going to treat you like that and not going to respect you.
Yeah. Dude, I had, all right, so I recorded Watts already for the Patriots, and I recorded somebody from my boy from the Steelers. This is what those two teams have in common. Their coach is a cornerstone piece that has developed the culture in Mike Tomlin and Bill Belichick. So I feel like Cliff Kingsbury tried to be that, but it didn't work. And now I feel like this new coach of yours is trying to overcompensate for the fact that he couldn't the previous coach couldn't do it. So now it's hard to be, and this is the term I use a lot when it comes to coaches. It's really hard to be a leader of men. Like, to be a leader of men, 53 men in the locker room is the toughest job ever, to be able to have people buy into your system. So I feel like Arizona Cardinals has just been lacking culture. And as a Giants fan, I've been there. You know what I'm saying? Like, Brian Daboll looks like he's turning the corner for us, but I was there, dude. Like the Joe Judges, the Pat Shermers, dude, I was there. I was feeling I was feeling it.
Yeah, it was some hard years you had to go through.
Yeah, so hopefully, and you guys are in a tough division. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Like, the NFC West, the 49ers are stacked. Like, dude, if their only problem is quarterback, that goes to show you how stacked that team is. Like, and Purdy came in and basically, led them, even though I'm not sure how much time he's gonna miss. The Seattle Seahawks surprised me. I didn't expect Geno Smith to have the year he had, but he had a pretty good year. Is that sustainable? Yeah,
it goes back to what you said, coaching. The coach,
even though Pete Carroll's a goofy, and we talk about that all the time. Yeah.
That's a fact, but he still has established some form of culture there, no matter how we feel. And that's the thing too. Like, you got the 49ers, you got the Rams. You know what I'm saying? Now, I know McVay was talking about retiring at one point, but again, he came back. He's still there. That's still the Rams. You still got Matt Stafford. Like, come on, bro. You still got Cooper Kupp. Arguably the best wide receiver in the league. It's not easy. Like you said, the 49ers got so many damn players. You don't even know how to start. Christian McCaffrey, like, come on, man.
Yep. Oh yeah. Like, that whole team is stacked. Like I said, that division stacked because think about what you had to go through. That West with McVay, years you were putting up with Aaron Donald. You know what I'm saying? Like, arguably the number one player in the league. People thought Aaron Donald was because of how much of a game changer he is. So you guys are in a tough division, and it just seems like you guys are the only team that's kind of treading backwards. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know you feel that too. Like, every other team is kind of either moving forward, even though the Rams had an injury-riddled season, so that sucks. But it seems like you guys just are the only team in that division that's kind of like just going in the opposite direction.
I mean, but to touch on that, bro, let's look at the teams outside of the Cardinals. Okay, the Rams, you could say they regressed, but they were the champions.
Yeah, of course.
Injuries
caused them to regress, though. Injuries caused them to regress.
And number one, like you said, injury. So you can fall back on that. Your quarterback, your number one wide receiver, then the secondary wide receiver. Like, injuries was killing the people. Then they running backs at a point in time too was going out. So like you said, injuries ruined their season. Then look at the Seahawks. Like you said, nobody would have ever bet that the Seahawks would have had the season that they had when people were saying Geno Smith was going to be the starter.
After they got rid of Russ, I didn't expect that. Nope.
You feel me? Automatically the hell up out of here. Then you get to the 49ers. Let's be real, bro. Them people ain't had no real quarterback since Steve Young.
Yeah. Jimmy Garoppolo, he's a good game manager, but he's not going to be able to win you a game. Trey Lance, they got to decide what they want to do with him. And he's done. Trey Lance is done. When Brock Purdy comes back, even though he had that rare baseball injury, like, I'm saying, that's such a rare injury. They could have made some moves.
And then, like, I'm gonna say this: if I'm them, even though I know it's about the Cardinals, but if I'm them, I'll probably trade Trey Lance for the simple fact you still got some time. It's some stock still within him, but he seemed to be injury prone. Yeah. But you still got the questions. I'll pawn them off right now and see what's the Purdy. But back to the Cardinals. But this is the point. Think about we could talk about every team with some form of promise. We can't speak about the Cardinals like that. And that's my biggest issue, bro. I don't see a bright side. I know they're saying they're going to tailor the offense to be more run heavy, which is cool. I'm not mad about that. Maybe we can get the West Coast offense more. You know what I'm saying? I know Kyler play more like that anyway out of the shotgun formation. Let's get more run pass options with him, James Conner. Then, like, you got the speedy wide receivers with Greg Dortch. Oh, maybe we do got some problems. The more I'm talking, Greg Dortch, Hollywood Brown. You know, maybe we do.
Yeah, but it's all about putting it together, though. It looks good on paper, but it's all about putting it together. Like, I got to give you your props because, like, last year when y'all got James Conner, I was like, that's a terrible pick. It worked out for y'all. It actually worked out pretty well for y'all.
I don't tell you, bro. And then it worked out well for me in fantasy. He almost got me to the ship. So, but yeah, bro, like I said, man, you know, Cardinals I don't really know where we can go. Like I said, we got something. But like you said, you got to come together. And right now, I'm not hopeful in the front office, and I'm not hopeful about the coach. So I want to say, fire that man right now. Start there. That's what would make me happy. Fire Gannon. Get him the hell up out of here. I don't know who out here that's available as a head coach, but yeah, I'm not trusting the future with dude.
Yeah, I feel you. Some of the other acquisitions that y'all had actually made last year weren't terrible, man. Like, you know, getting Zach Ertz to, you know what I'm saying? But that's another person that goes through his injuries. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he's out already, MCL, ACL.
That's what I'm saying. And that's the problem with these teams. The Giants go through it. You know, other sports teams go through it as well, like the Yankees, stuff like that. When you sign injured players, you can't be surprised when they get injured.
That's a fact.
That's what happens. Like, that's why I'm glad this new Giants regime, which I don't want to get too much into Giants, has actually got players that have a history of not getting injured. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you kind of got to do. Now, granted, it's football. We know freak injuries happen, you know what I'm saying, all the time. But you gotta kind of go with that at the end of the day. Like, you know, you get injured players, they're gonna get injured, basically. So
for a fact.
So the next question I'm gonna ask you, going into the 2023 season, name me your breakout player that you feel like needs to make an impact on your team. Now, I always preference this. Breakout doesn't necessarily mean, because sometimes if you mention an older guy, they're like, well, he's already arrived. You know what I'm saying? Right. But give me a player that needs to have a great 2023 season for you guys, for the Cardinals to kind of be successful.
Jesus, bro. I'm going to say James Conner, bro. Just off the fact of last year, our offense relied heavy on him. And he carried us. A lot of times when the pass catchers were out, Hopkins with the suspension, and then Hollywood Brown, when he got hurt, we relied on the run game, and he carried a lot of that for us. So, and then like I just said, the fact that they're saying they're tailoring the offense more to be more run heavy, I feel like that's what it be needed. Kyler is still about to be coming off that injury. I don't even know who the hell the starter finna be to really trust. So again, if we want any chance to survive, I'm not even going to say win games. To survive games.
Yeah.
Conner is going to have to be that breakout guy. He's going to have that year like he had with the Steelers a few years ago when people was like, they didn't need Le'Veon Bell. Because they had him. That's what I'm going to need again from him.
Yeah. It's Colt McCoy is your backup currently. This is the thing. He's a former Giant as well. He's a serviceable backup, but that's exactly what he is. He's not going to lose you games, but he's not going to win you games either.
At all.
At all. And trust me, there was a game for the Giants that he won a big game for us, but he basically just kept us steady the whole time. It just didn't make mistakes. So who I think is going to be your breakout player, it's easy to go to Kyler Murray route. You know what I'm saying? Like, he needs to step up. That's the easy answer. But I'm actually going to go Marquise Brown, because this is what I'm going to say. Marquise Brown, if he steps up, this is his chance to kind of like put his because Marquise Brown when the Ravens was constantly complaining about the system, was constantly complaining he wasn't getting the ball enough. But then we've seen highlights of him constantly dropping the ball. When he did get the ball, he's dropped a shit ton of touchdowns. So this is the thing. You have a chance to right that wrong. Where you're on a new team, you have a quarterback that's known for throwing more than Lamar, who can scramble. You know what I'm saying? So this is his opportunity to step up. What I'm saying is I don't think he's going to be, but he needs to be you guys' breakout player, especially with the departure of D-Hop.
For a fact. Not to mention, him and Kyler played Oklahoma together.
So they had that rapport. Mm-hmm.
And before he got hurt, he was looking like that guy. He was looking like a number one for us. But again, injury prone. Yeah. That's his issue. On top of the fact, like you said, he has stone hands, which makes no sense. If he can catch it, he can go to the house damn near any play. But the problem is if he's going to catch the damn ball. And then it'll be plays where the ball literally in his hands.
Wide open.
And he'd be so determined just to turn upfield instead of securing the catch. And that's the thing I'm going to miss the most about DeAndre Hopkins, because 9 times out of 10, that man was going to make that catch.
See, you spoiled. Because you had 2 receivers in Larry Fitzgerald and D-Hop that had those short hands. Dude, the stat was, what was the stat on Fitzgerald? He had more solo tackles than drop balls for a receiver.
For a fact. That's insane, bro.
Yeah, like that play with D-Hop where Kyler just threw it up and he went up on 3 players. Dude, you're gonna miss that. You've been spoiled.
I missed that already, bro. That's why I said it's gonna be a tough year, man. But these are the years that really prove, as a Giants fan, you know about it, the years that really prove your fandom, because when you up,
it'll be tough.
You feel me? When you up, it's quick. It's easy to say, oh, yeah, we that team. But when you get these years where it's like, bro, I know we finna be dogs. Yep. I know we finna be dogs. But you still rep. So, I'm here for it.
At a certain point, it does test your loyalty. And so many times, you just see so many people tap out like, I'm done. Especially in our group chat, you see people tap out like, I'm changing my loyalty. But like, nah, we're not gonna let you. We're not gonna let you.
For a fact, we know a few people, Josh, that be doing stuff like that. I don't want to say no names, Josh, but you know how the guys in there give it up.
Yeah. I mean, like you gave up on the Bears, right?
No, bro. I was never a Bears fan. Never a Bears fan. I like how you trash. Look.
I'm gonna get one of the guys on to talk about the Bears. They're trending in the right direction, though.
Yeah,
So I like what they're doing over there. All right, so I got like one more question. As we chop it up. All right, what are your realistic expectations? Now I know you as an honest dude, so I need to know, what are your realistic expectations going into the 2023 season?
Total rebuild. So
total rebuild.
At best, bro, I'd be happy if we get 4 wins again. Like, that's the most, because with that division, it's going to be tough. You got the 49ers, who easily look like they could go back to the championship. Yeah. If their quarterback situation makes sense.
That's true.
Then, like I said, the Seahawks, they look like they were going to be rebuilding, but they look like they never lost a step. If anything, they seem more rejuvenated by Geno, because I feel like some people had gave up on Russ, and Russ didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
So, like I said, with the Rams, we got to see what they build back. So again, like I said, bro, I'd be happy with 4 wins. I don't see much out of Kyler. I think this is a year that we really it's a big year for him. I know we both had our own individual breakout stars, but Kyler really has to show that he can carry this team. Mm-hmm. He has to show that he can be durable. I know that's outside of his control, but I mean, you're not getting paid what you're getting paid for nothing.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, you guys are I'm looking at the strength of schedule. They have you guys number 11. So this might be a tough year for you guys. The 11th hardest schedule in the league. Like, that's the top percentage. That's tough. And like I had this conversation with everybody. Division wins are very pivotal, because when you lose in the division, that's 2 losses.
Right.
So I mean, so you're thinking maybe top 5 pick, maybe last in the division again, and maybe hopefully you guys can get right next year. Because just think, hey, I'm gonna put it like this: if y'all tank this year, get rid of Kyler and get Caleb Williams.
I feel like that, bro. Let me ask you this. I don't know if we got enough time.
No, we got time.
Can you tell me the schedule?
Yeah. Let me look it up real quick.
All right. That'll give me a better guesstimations, as people say, on where we might be.
Yeah. All right. Let me see. See, this is the thing. I gotta find a good. Do you know who you're playing first?
No,
All right.
no. I don't think have they released the schedule yet.
Yeah. They have. They have.
Okay.
All right. So I'm looking at what looks like the 2020. Hold on. I can bring it up. All right. So I'm on the Cardinals' actual website. Y'all going against the Washington Commanders week 1.
Lost. Defense.
Lost against the. They don't even have a quarterback.
Defense. That front seven, too strong.
Okay, so Commanders. Then you going against the Giants. That's a loss. That's a loss. That's a loss.
In New York.
In Arizona.
Ooh, only because Quan, my boy. I'm gonna say lost.
Actually, there was news that broke on him today that the Giants are offering him $22 million, which is $22 million guaranteed, which is what he would get from 2 tags. So
right.
If he don't sign at this point, dude, you greedy. I don't know what you want to do.
Quan tweaking. But
I don't know what you want to do.
He trying to secure that future because that injury.
You got to as a running back. You got running backs get one big payday. That's it. One big payday.
I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at him.
One big payday. Okay, and then okay, so I got the schedule up right here. Let me put it up. So that way you can see it too.
I'm gonna say 0-2. L to the Commanders. L to Big Blue.
Then you're going against Dallas.
Another L.
Versus at home. At home versus Dallas, another L. Then you're going at San Fran.
That's another L. 4.
That's another L. Then you're going against the Bengals.
That's another L. 5.
Then you're going against the Rams at LA.
0-6.
0-6. To start?
We played the Rams very hard for whatever reason.
Oh, you got to. Yeah, division. Yeah.
I'm gonna hold off on that one. I'm gonna hold off on it. We in LA or we in Arizona?
You in LA to start. The first game against them is in LA.
We lose. But probably a close one.
Then you at Seattle. So you going back-to-back division games on the road.
0-7.
0-7. Then you're going against Baltimore.
We beat them.
You gonna beat them?
Somewhere. It gotta stop somewhere. We beat Baltimore.
Stop somewhere. I feel you. Then you going at Cleveland. So you just got three road games in the last 4 games.
We beat them. We beat Cleveland. Yeah, we beat Cleveland.
So that's back to back. Then you're going against Atlanta. That's a W. Y'all could beat Atlanta.
We beat them. We on the high street. Okay.
So that's 3. That's 3 dubs right there. So then you're going at Houston, which you could take that.
We lose because we get too ahead of ourselves.
At Houston too. I can see that. Then you're going against LA. LA coming to your house.
We beat them.
Say it again.
We beat them.
You beat
them? We
gonna
win one of them Rams games.
So that's about 5 wins right there. Then you go against Pittsburgh.
Right.
Then you go against Pittsburgh.
I don't know. Mike Tomlin, Coach Tomlin. We lose.
At Pittsburgh at spot that top.
Yeah, we lose. Yeah, we lose. We lose an ugly game.
Okay. Then you're going against San Fran after the bye week, though. Say it again.
We get smoked. Easy.
Okay, getting smoked. Then you're going against the Bears. Now, it don't matter. You know you're putting that as a W because the guys. You know you can't lose that game.
Bro, you know me. I'm a realist. At my heart, we lose.
You lose that game. Okay, then Philly. Then at Philly.
Oh, yeah, we lose.
Smoke. Wait, super smoke.
Are we facing the Bears in Chicago?
You placing the Bears in Chicago, yeah.
Yeah, we lose.
Okay. Then at Philly for the last road game.
We get smoked.
Get smoked. Okay, then you going home for Seattle for the last game of the season.
We beat them depending on Seattle's record. Because if it's a throwaway game, they might sit the starters.
So you got about 5 or 6 wins there, 5 or 6.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at
that. That still might put you at last place in the division, but you
feel good going to next year. At least we won something.
Yeah, that might be like I said, yeah, you feel good going into next year. And hey, like I said, if you guys fuck around and tank, Caleb Williams will be available at number 1.
We got to, bro. Because I don't believe in Kyler.
Yeah, so we'll see. This will make a break here for Kyler Murray as well, man. But look, I appreciate having you on, man. Hey, before I let you go, I need it on receipts that who called Patrick Mahomes as being next before he even threw a pass in the NFL. I need to hear it.
Before anybody called it out, my man, the ace, told me in the chat, hey, Ant, Pat Mahomes, he up next.
That's
He
right.
called me.
Hey, I remember vividly when he got drafted, because he sat for a year before he even threw a pass. I'm watching Texas Tech highlights. I sent you the highlights. I'm like, Ant, this dude next. You're like, yo, you
next.
tweaking. You
On my
tweaking. I'm
phone,
like,
I said, I don't know, bro. I don't see it.
He tweaking. And then all of a sudden, here comes Patrick Mahomes.
He go.
Yo, he the young goat. He the young goat. He's got a good system in there. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting a Kansas City person out here. I got you. I got Watts on the record. I got to get Josh on the record as well. I'll be making a whole individual video about that. Just posting it because I need my props, man. Because people like Randy Ass want to be like, that was easy to call. I'm like, no, was it? I called it first. It was not.
Bro, I'm not gonna hold you. I never even heard of Patrick Mahomes till you told me about that, man.
Yep.
So you got the ultimate vouch. You put me on towards Patrick Mahomes.
Reason that is because Ben McAdoo, the guy that replaced the guy that came in and for the Giants, begged the New York Giants to trade up to get Patrick Mahomes. They said, nah, man, we want to prolong Eli. Instead, I mean, but see, it's not like we passed up on him though, because we had like pick number 20 something, and he got picked at 15. We ended up picking Evan Ingram, which he's no longer on the team, but he begged the Giants to trade up. They didn't want to do it. But at least we're not like the Bears who passed up on Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes for Mitchell Trubisky.
In retrospect, though, they tweet Patrick on Pat. I don't know. We may not be laughing about that 10 years from now.
Nah, dude, they passed up on Mitchell Trubisky. They traded up for Mitchell Trubisky.
Yeah, bro, I know, bro. Jersey. We gonna leave that where that's it.
Gotta make that for the guys, man. But look, man, I appreciate having you on, man. Hey, tell people where they can find you at, whatever you got going on, let them know.
Man, y'all already know I'm on Twitter at WestMac91. That's it right there. Follow me, I follow back. Appreciate it. Appreciate you, my boy.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you, man. Stick around for the backstage. But as always, guys, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. If you haven't done so, hit that like and subscribe. Behind the Teams is now in full effect. This is the second video I'll be dropping. So if you're interested, hit me up at the Ace Avenue, DA_ACE Avenue, to come on here and talk about your favorite teams, man. You never know, man. You might be able to start your own channels just by doing this. I got my start by doing that. You guys could do it too, man. But as always, thank you for tuning into the Ace Avenue. I am yours truly, the Ace. Adios.